If you're considering buying EE Broadband, you might be wondering what their new SmartHub Plus router is like. In this video, we've reviewed the SmartHub Plus based on our experiences using it to see whether or not this router is any good. Before we begin, if you're considering buying EE Broadband, make sure to click the link in the description to go to the EE website and see the best prices they're offering at the moment. Let's get started. Getting set up with the SmartHub Plus was really easy. All we had to do really was plug it in and wait for it to set itself up, then we could connect to Wi-Fi. You just need to plug in the included black Ethernet cable into the WAN port, and then the other end goes into your OpenReach modem if you're using full fibre. Then just plug in the included power cord, and the router will begin setting itself up. You don't need to press the power button. The EE logo on the front of the router doubles as a status light. It'll turn turquoise while it's setting itself up, and then once it turns green, which took about 2 minutes for us, you can connect to Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi login details are on this little card that slides out of the back of the router. If you look in the top middle of the back, you'll see this tab you can slide out, and it has all your Wi-Fi login details, as well as a bit of an explanation of what the status light means. So there's quite a good range of different settings and options you can choose to customize with this router. You can do pretty normal stuff like set up a VPN and port forwarding, and you can also track the connections on the router at any given moment, such as seeing who's connected based on their MAC address and the type of device. And you can even group these devices if you want to control them, for example, limiting the amount of time that the kids can spend online. You can also control quite a lot of this router's settings in the EE Home app. This router is designed to plug and play with a lot of EE's broadband add-ons, like Smart Hybrid Connect, which is basically their 4G broadband backup service. To integrate all these add-ons, you can use the EE Home app, but since we don't have any of these, we didn't find the app that helpful. Most of what you'll want to configure or change is available in the admin portal. One small downside to this router, in terms of settings, is you can't set up custom DNS. You'll have to do this at a device level, which is a bit inconvenient. Wi-Fi coverage is probably the biggest strength of this router that we found. When we installed this router, we were upgrading from a BT SmartHub 2. Because the SmartHub Plus comes with Wi-Fi 6, we found its Wi-Fi was a huge upgrade over the old BT router. After we installed it, we could get Wi-Fi in the back garden, more than 30 meters away from the router, which is installed by the front door. We were also able to get much better speeds upstairs than we were before. The Wi-Fi signal is really good, even when it has to pass through a brick wall or two, which wasn't the case with the old router. For a free router included with a broadband plan, the SmartHub Plus is one of the best on the market at the moment. You'd probably have to pay extra for a Wi-Fi 6E or Wi-Fi 7 router if you wanted better performance. And currently, no providers really offer these for free, although you can get Wi-Fi 6E with Vodafone on their Pro 2 plans, although they are more expensive. Remember, if you're considering buying EE Broadband, use the link in the description to go to their website and find the best prices they're offering at the moment. So we were testing this router on EE's 150 megabit plan, meaning our advertised download speeds are 149 megabits per second, and the advertised upload speed is 30 megabits. With this router, we were able to get these speeds really consistently, even at a fairly long distance from the router, and our latency was really low as well, typically around 10 milliseconds. Interestingly, we found that our speeds were basically the exact same over Wi-Fi, compared to using an Ethernet connection, which just really shows how good the Wi-Fi performance is on this router. There's not much benefit to plugging in, unless you want a slightly more consistent latency, for gaming for example. Over long distances, for example in the back garden, we did notice the download speed drops off a bit, but it was still very usable. And even our latency didn't really spike too much at long distance. But there is one issue with this router and its speeds. There are 4 gigabit Ethernet ports installed, so if you get this router on EE's 1.6 gigabit plan, there are 4 Ethernet ports, but they're limited to 1 gigabit per second. So if you buy this fastest plan, you won't be able to get the full speeds over Ethernet with this router. You'll probably get faster speeds over Wi-Fi, but even then, you probably won't get the full 1.6 gigabits using a wireless connection. We think it would be better if this router had at least one 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port, just for people on that fastest plan from EE. So is this router good value, considering what you're paying EE Broadband to get a hold of it? Given this router is included for free on all of EE Broadband's plans, and their monthly costs are quite reasonable, we think EE Broadband and this router are pretty good value for money. Getting a Wi-Fi 6 router like this, with such good coverage, is quite rare on a broadband provider at this price point, especially on super fast fibre plans, with a download speed of less than 300 megabits per second. EE isn't always the cheapest option on the market, but they do tend to offer pretty good customer service on average, according to Ofcom. You can see here, they have an 85% overall customer satisfaction rating, which was the second highest on the market at the time of this report, only just behind Plusnet. So as an overall package, with this router, we think EE Broadband tends to offer pretty good value for money, but it depends on the deals they're currently running. So make sure to click the link in the description to go to the EE website and put in your postcode to see what prices they're offering at the moment. And if you have any questions about EE or choosing a provider more broadly, leave a comment below and we'll help out.